let's dive into teaching. Maybe wisdom will help us to be able to unravel, to understand some points. 1, who Yeshua came for. 2, what is the meaning of baptism. 3, and what that letter Y stand for when mentioning that name Yeshua. So let's dive into teachings. Maybe wisdom will help us in order for us to understand. Now, first of all, let's deal with the symbol Y. That symbol Y, when calling Yeshua, let's deal with that symbol Y. And what does this symbol stands for? That symbol is a powerful symbol. It signifies two energy coming in oneness. Y is like this: two energy coming in oneness. That is the masculine and the feminine energy coming in oneness, bringing balance to every true spiritual enlightenment. When we find balance in everything we do, then every vibration that flows through that specific things we do will flow and find their expression, because the system is balanced. Y symbol stands as a portal that ushers us in to a spiritual path or out into what? A physical realm. Even the female portals looks like Y, of which through their babies come to this physical realm. In a place where rivers form this Y shape or ocean form this way, there's a strong force there. I wrote this down, and this is those whom their name started with Y, that walked through this phase of this earth and manifested one or two things, their name was changed, including change in name of places where their original names has a specific role to play in the vibration and energy that erupts from that geographical region. Past era name a place with their encounter gotten from that region or place. These names help them to keep the laws and the paths to harness a particular kind of vibration, frequency, and energy. There are some that flows by bringing healings. There are some that flow by unleashing insights, wisdom, deep wisdom that give us the power to invent things. So the names we bear define who we are, has a specific roles it plays, and our name can also trace back towards the history of what happened before our coming. So our name sometimes tell history of what happened in event before our arrival. And our name also can be a lesson to let us know the kind of task we are here to do. So my question before I asked, I said, who did Yeshua came for? So Yeshua is not as you were taught. Yeshua came here for everybody. But Yeshua came to introduce a kingdom pattern that takes you back to the original truth. This original truth is what will set you free from every doctrines, from every teachings of how you were taught. Yeshua is the name that ushers you into the corridors of becoming, understanding that the kingdom is within you. Have you read it in the Bible? Where he said, many will come from east, west, occupying the beautiful places, the beautiful ranks, but those who call themselves the sons of Christ will be thrown into darkness, and there we wail and cry. The word for darkness is ignorance. When you are not informed, you are deformed. He came so that you will be enlightened, you will be self-awakened, knowing that Christ you are looking for is within you. And that is why the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the scribes find fault with Yeshua's message, because they thought Yeshua is coming for them. Yeshua will come and back their manipulative pattern. But they saw that this man's message is about Christ within the people. Open the people's eyes. So they were against him because they thought it was coming for them, to help them with the way they have manipulated the system, manipulated the word, manipulated everything. And I said, even the scholars who write, who interpret the scripture, Yeshua find fault with them. Yeshua find fault with their writing. They manipulated things in order for you not to see the true light that comes with the true kingdom, of which they couldn't themselves enter, but make you see them first before accessing what? The divine. Many religion teaches you that Christ is outside of you, that one day Christ is coming from heaven, Christ is coming from somewhere or the other. The Christ himself is within you, is inside of you. Yeshua is a name given to usher you into the realms of truth, enlightenment, wisdom, power, authority, and the truth you know is what will set you free. Then after you access this door with the right key, after you have accessed this door, then the rest becomes your own cross to carry. What did I mean? In this particular place, you must make up your mind that you are here to save yourself. Nobody is coming to save you. Yeshua is the name that brings you into a place of truth, into the place of enlightenment. When you enter into that place of truth, then that truth is what will set you free. What do I mean? You are the one who to unlearn. You have to unlearn. You have to detach. You have to carry your cross, knowing that, preparing your mind to know that you are here to save yourself by following the leading of Christ, which is inside of you. You must carry your cross to unlearn what you have been taught. Pay your own price, because nobody will pay it for you. Let me tell you the truth. Yeshua died for us to bring enlightenment, to introduce us to the right path of which was in the beginning. Yeshua is the pathway that ushers us into what? Realms, dimension, or heaven. Some of my brothers out there is waiting for the end time to go to. Christ said, the truth you know will set you free. And he said in John 4:23, let me read, and he said what? Yet a time is coming, and now is the time, that the true seeker or worshipper will do that in truth and in spirit. Yeshua came to enforce the truth that was in the beginning, that was manipulated by a group of people who call themselves elites. Because he find fault in all the roads, then he said on the last day or age or era, not the end of the world. We get, the world is not coming to an end, but everything marked on that time will come to an end. Everything will always return back to the beginning. Go and watch my previous video, you understand what I'm saying. He said, at the last day I will pour out my spirit. So that same spirit that hover upon the surface of the water from the beginning, through the spirit of truth, he declared, let it be, and there was. Is the same spirit being unleashed, the same spirit of enlightenment. Let there be, there was. It's the same spirit that is being unleashed. It's the same spirit that is being released to the entire earth. Yeshua came for the entire world, spreading the spirit of truth to all nations. People are beginning to wake up. People are taking back their spirit, their soul, from every entanglement they've entangled themselves. People are taking back their spirit. Yes, remember at first you gave your life to a system that was manipulated. So people are now taking back their life to the place of truth. And that is why you're seeing chaos everywhere. People are living the system of life, and this system is collapsing. That is why you are seeing different chaos in all manner of, in all parts of the world. Pulling out from the system built with manipulation. You see, most of the cathedrals you see, most of the big gigantic cathedral you are seeing, we want to turn to either an event center or a tourist center, or one or two things. Because when people began to pull themselves, understanding themselves, become self-awoken, knowing that Christ is not anywhere, is not on that mountain, is not anywhere, is within you, people will not need anybody to teach them this is God, or this is the creator, or this is how to live life. Now Hebrews 8:11, no longer will they teach you or your neighbor, for everyone will know God. They will all know him, from the least of them to the greatest. This is the dispensation of truth. I'm telling you the truth. And when this truth finally find its expression, when this truth finally have its way, then freedom comes. Truth comes before freedom. In book of John. That is why at the end of the Feast of Tabernacle, what is tabernacle? A meeting point, a place of intimacy, a place where the Creator or Christ meets his people, a house. Now Christ was standing in that tabernacle, that building, and now personified that name tabernacle into him, saying, I am. He testified of the spirit in him, not his body, because his spirit has been given a name, Yeshua. Now he is trying to let us know that this tabernacle you are seeing is within you, because that tabernacle resides in him. He declared it, I am the fountain of life, I am the bread of life. He that must go to the Father must pass through me. That he that wants to access the Creator, he that wants to access the corridors of enlightenment, he that wants to access the corridors of power must pass through me. Saying, talking about the spirit that resides in him, that bears that name Yeshua. And that is why he said to the Pharisees, you can harm my flesh, but you can't harm the spirit, because the spirit is an embodiment of enlightenment, is an embodiment of a true pattern that must force its way into this realm. And to those who walk through that path of enlightenment will become like him. That means Christ in the Father in us. So we will become the embodiment of him. So that is why we must look within. Everything we are looking for is within us. Now look at that particular verse again. It's in verse 37. He said, on the last and the greatest day, means the last and the greatest day of this feast, he stood up and declared, I am the fountain of living water. What does that mean? He said, he talks about rivers of living water that flows from within. He said, I am the fountain of living water. He talks about the rivers of water that flows from the within. That means he's taking you back to the beginning of where the Spirit first of all hovers around the water. So Christ is an embodiment of enlightenment. That name Yeshua ushers into corridors of what? Knowing and becoming. Now let's dive into baptism. What is baptism? That will be in my next video. Let's talk about baptism. This is where I have to bring in baptism so that we will understand what baptism really signifies.